Oh, how much must we save before we can say we are financially free? A new survey by financial company Singlife puts that figure at around $500,000 Singapore dollars. Oh, that means putting aside $1,700 every month over 27 years. Is that possible, or is that realistic for most people here? We ask Chief Customer Officer at Singlife, Mr. Guillermo Arbeiza, who joins us in the studio. Well, let's start with that question. Your survey, 3,000 people, and what you got, and we stress this, is descriptive, not prescriptive. So it's what they think, it's not what you think they should say, given circumstances in Singapore. Given that they say it's $500,000, is that a realistic figure on which one can retire, say, hypothetically, at the age of 65?
Okay, so that's a very good point. Financial freedom is not so much a number, but it's more a mindset, peace of mind, right? And everybody sees this differently. Different ages, different levels of wealth, even your different outcome expectations. Optimistic people may think, okay, my career will improve over time. Pessimistic people will think the economy will tank. So all of these factors compound together on how people see their future, right, and their financials. So that's why we commissioned this study, because we want to understand how people feel about this. Right?
So this survey was asking financial freedom, not necessarily retirement.
We ask a lot of questions, over 50 questions, right? The number one question we ask is how financially free you feel. That is our financial freedom index. Exactly, right?
Okay.
And that's where we landed at 60 over 100, right? Which is above average. We'll say you expect 5 to be in the middle. So that is where we landed, right? But the important consideration here is everybody has their own perspective of this, right? So that's what we need to understand. That's why we asked 3,000 people. We asked all ages 18 to 65. We asked all level of incomes to make sure that all voices are represented.
So you said 68%, is it? Say that they feel 60% feel that they are financially free.
No, they rate their freedom.
They rate their freedom.
0 to 100 at 60.
All right, so they feel they're 60% free right now.
Yes.
And they need to achieve 40% more. And when they get 40% more, on average, that means having $500,000.
Well, I don't know if everybody will get to 100, right? Again, this is a spectrum, right? And people will understand this differently. So catering for that individual perspective is very important for us. So that's why we commissioned this. So the median, right, the middle ground that they say, okay, in order to feel financially free, how much money do I need for retirement? That is $560,000. Is that realistic? Well, it depends. Again, that will change by everybody. But as you said, right, that is around, the median that they tell us they save is $1,700 per month. So you put that together, is you need to put $1,700 per month over 27 years to get there. Well, that's still within the average lifetime of a workforce in Singapore. So it's attainable to get to that level. But again, we don't want to tell people what to do. What we need to understand is how they feel, where do they want to get, and then we can help them. So we are much more about enabling them to reach their own goals, rather to be prescriptive or paternalistic about what they need to do.
But in order to be helpful, you might need to be prescriptive. As an example, right? This I got from a friend who earns fairly well now. And he said a modest lifestyle after he retires, he would need $5 million. And that's inclusive, that's illiquid plus liquid assets. So $5 million includes your home, which you own, which could be, say, $1 or $2 million, and $3 million for investable assets, so that you do not need to draw on your capital in order to keep living a fairly comfortable life. So $500,000, does that even include a fully paid up home? Does it include not having liabilities? Yeah. It doesn't spell out these very, very essential factors.
So everybody will define that slightly different, but this is what we will call the liquid assets at the moment of retirement.
So investable assets.
Exactly.
So fully paid up home, and on top of that,
exactly.
$500,000.
Exactly. That is the expectations, right? Or what they think they need. Important component there is, the goalpost moves over time, right? So as people's life changes, that number will definitely change. For example, from our survey, we also hear about how people are concerned about inflation or raising living costs, right? See GST, you see inflation at 5%, healthcare cost is also growing, right? So definitely that compounds, right? And then that makes them feel people, okay, maybe if you ask me 5 years from now, my answer will be different. So the important factor here is A, have a plan, and B, be prepared to adapt, and also get a peace of mind level that will make you feel comfortable. And that also comes with a right balance between, hey, how you save. Saving is just putting money aside for the future, but as you said, it's not the same putting it on the bank, that on fixed deposit, that on crypto, right? So everybody have their own perception of risk, different risk appetite. So they need to balance that smartly. But there's other boxes that they need to tick, right? The number one thing that you don't want to happen is something unexpected kind of derails your plan. So you also need your fair share of protection. So something unfortunate happens, okay, me and my family will take care of, right? So there's a lot of different components to achieve that goal, right? So then the number obviously calls everybody's attention, but unfortunately, it's not that simple, right?
All right, it's not straightforward at all.
Exactly.
In fact. Right. Thanks so much for those insights, Chief Customer Officer of Singlife, Guillermo Arbeiza, on what financial freedom could mean in Singapore for some of us with all those qualifications.
Exactly.